G2 Cloudcover has to be the prettiest deco on a Seeker mold yet. I love the pixel diagonal blue camo on this guy and the big black thrusters. The G2 Decepticon logo really stands out here, while still being subtle in a way. The nice hits of black and the super swooshable wings and look of this jet is just fantastic. I really like this alt mode for this guy, and it's just spectacular the way they were able to change the Earthrise Seeker mold into something completely different. The undercarriage is also really clean as well. The different blues and hues that are used on this guy really make the mold stand out and look different on a shelf, and I really like it. I can't deny that I am a fan of this look. For comparison, here's Earth Mode Starscream, an Astrotrain analog with Galaxy Shuttle, Machine Wars Hoist, just because I like showing him off, and another Toxitron guy, Mirage. Let me just say that I love the changes between this guy and the Earthrise Seeker mold. I don't think I've fully talked about the Earthrise Seeker on the channel yet, so this is a good chance to do that. This has some clear differences from Starscream, namely the wings and the big thrusters on the back, as well as a new chest. These are smaller, and then these are here now, and then long legs, or long shin guards. So quite a few differences in the molding, honestly, and as I mentioned earlier, I absolutely adore the pixel camo on this. But yeah, you can just see how different they are in plane mode. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, let's get right into the transformation. The null rays, however, not the null rays, these are not null rays, those are Starscream's thing. His arm cannons are the same, because I know someone's gonna actually me in the comments. To get started on this guy, it's pretty easy. You just kind of flip these open, and then these just extend down, and there's some tabs on the back of the legs. It's really hard to see in there because it's just dark and there's some black, but there's some tabs back there and some slots on the back of the shins, and you just want to make sure that those go in there. And then there's some tabs right there and some slots. Nice click on those. Very nice. So in the box, he popped out with these folded forward, so that's how I display him. On the box art, it shows them folded backwards, so you can kind of do whatever you want with these. I like having the G2 logos on the front, so that's what I do. Flip those down. Oh, there it goes. There, that collapsed in all the way. Fold that forward and split the legs. From here, you kind of just gotta wiggle the chest free, and then take these parts, fold them down, and then push them up. And I kind of prefer these over the Earthrise wings. And then just take this part, fold it out. Like, this is very much the classic Seeker. Take this down. So if you've ever handled that one, like, this straight up is from that. Take this down and fold that in, and then there's some clips right here. Oops, sorry. Clips right here and clips right here that are gonna clip over this and clip over that. So we're just gonna take that up. Oh, make sure you get that tab, that long tab in there. And then you can wiggle the arms just to make sure that they're clipped in. And there we go. And then fold this section out, slide that down, and collapse it back. Fold this section out, slide it down, and collapse back. I'm surprised how much of this is just taken straight from the classic Seeker. And then, whoa, pan up, get you out of here. Take the head cannon, fold that down, and there, oh, Seeker arm guns, sorry. I didn't think I was gonna get this guy, and then he looks so good on the shelf, so I was like, man, I gotta get him. But yeah, there we go. There is G2 Cloudcover in his robot mode. Robot mode on this guy is just as spectacular, if not better, than his vehicle mode. We get to see some nice yellow checkerboarding come out, and the screaming face from, I believe it's Ramjet, does wonders on this mold. I believe this is also a repaint of Dirge, specifically because of the legs. Don't know, don't have the cone heads, don't care to. But the colors, man, the light blue with the slightly darker light blue look amazing. The off-white
and the black really setting this guy apart from the other Seekers. Like, even next to things like Thundercracker, he looks really good. And him being G2, a G2 Conehead, means that he's going to look pretty good next to that Sandstorm from Selects that came out about a year ago, which is kind of cool if you have that. It means now you can have 2 G2 unreleased Coneheads. Kind of neat to think about. For comparison, he is a Voyager Seeker, and as such, he's fairly tall. Here he is with a Bumble Jumper. Here he is with Crasher, a Mirage mold. Here he is compared up with the other Seekers as well. So we got Starscream in here. Thundercracker, like I said, he looks different than Thundercracker, which is pretty crazy. And then Skywarp there in the back. Kind of covering up his boy Skywarp there, though.
Now, articulation on Cloudcover is roughly what you would expect it to be. I do think there are some key joints missing from this, and I think it's literally just because they copied the Earthrise Seeker's engineering for the most part. Starting at the head, he has a ball-jointed head. It can wiggle and waggle, but it is very tight on my Cloudcover, so just be wary of that. The shoulders rotate 360, go out about that far. They have a full bicep swivel. They have a single jointed elbow, which goes just past 90 on every copy of the Seeker I have. And I think it's just because it pops that little panel up just a little bit. And then he has a flip on his wrist, so he can reverse his wrist like that, but no wrist swivel. I really wish he had a wrist swivel. I think it's less important for Starscream, but yeah, it just, since Starscream typically does like that, but it is a little unfortunate. No waist swivel. Now, I understand that due to the way the nose cone folds up and whatnot, like, that's just not possible. But I would really appreciate it if there was some way that they could have made this piece right here rotate. And it is what it is, but yeah, I definitely feel like on a mold like this, on a key character that they're gonna use a bajillion times, they really should have put a waist swivel in here. He does have hips. They go forward that far. They go out. They are pretty tight on this copy. They go out that far. He has a thigh swivel, full thigh swivel. It is a little tighter on the hips on this side. Like, it's this leg is really tight. And then he has a past 90 knee bend, which is pretty good, especially for Starscream and the Seeker, so they can be like, whoa. And then he has toe down, heel down, and he does have a pretty middling ankle tilt. So not the greatest articulation, and I think that's why a lot of people have problems with the Earthrise Seeker, is just because it definitely feels like the classic Seeker, just scaled up, you know, and that is essentially what it is. And, you know, maybe 10 years ago this would have been fine. Even 5 years ago, I think that, well, maybe 8 years ago now, this would have been fine. But yeah, we're well into Legacy. We probably should get a waist swivel on this Seeker, especially if they're going to keep using it like this.
Ending us off, Cloudcover is a fantastic repaint of a pretty decent mold. He has amazing colors and really stands out among the other Seekers, and if you aren't a fan of Coneheads, kind of like myself, this thing really speaks to me. I really like the way he looks. He looks amazing with the other Seekers, like I already said, and is totally worth your time to pick up. I definitely recommend this guy. If you see him around, and even if he goes on clearance, since I know he's packed 3 to a case, he might be one of those Velocitron scenarios where the Velocitron Voyagers went on clearance. He might be in the same boat. So yeah, if you see this guy and he goes on sale or even at full price, I think he's a great pickup, especially if you just want another Seeker. Definitely a good one. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Bots Obsession.